Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're sifting through, well, a really interesting collection of material, some notes, research, and especially this one transcript that stood out.
Yeah, it all points towards this idea of maybe a forgotten code.
Exactly, but maybe not in the way you'd first think. Not just some abstract law or, hidden text somewhere.
Right.
What really grabbed us, right away in these sources is this, pretty bold idea that the main gateway, the real path to deeper spirituality, to, let's say, ascension, it's not about looking out.
Or necessarily striving up like we usually picture it.
Right. It's somewhere much closer, much more grounded.
Yeah, intimate even.
So our mission here in this deep dive is to really unpack what this material is saying. Where does this code actually live? Why might it be so overlooked?
And what happens potentially when you start to remember it or activate it within yourself? And that central idea, the one that kind of shifts everything, it runs through all these sources, it's that this key code, this gateway, it isn't somewhere else. It's not just a mental thing either.
Okay.
It's described as being deeply embedded right inside the physical body, specifically tied to a triad of points, an internal axis.
Okay, let's definitely unpack that because, wow, that really flips the script on a lot of traditional thinking, doesn't it?
It really does.
The material we looked at, it makes this big claim right up front. The most forgotten code, it's not found reaching for the sky.
No.
It's about returning to the ground of your body. That's the phrase they use.
Yeah, that grounding. Ascension isn't just ethereal. It starts here, inside. Spirit anchors in the bone, is how one source puts it.
Spirit anchors in the bone. I like that.
And the research suggests, that modern life actually works against this. All the rushing around, the constant low-level fear, the tension we all carry, it creates this deep misalignment, a disconnect almost in what they call the body's embodied axis.
Embodied axis, like an internal core.
Exactly, your internal plumb line, your energetic stability. And when that's off, this whole internal circuit, it can go dormant or it gets choked off.
Which stops you from manifesting things.
Or just blossoming in a stable way, yeah. Grounded manifestation.
Okay, now here's where it gets really specific and kind of fascinating. The sources pinpoint this energetic triad or a vibrational code.
Within the body.
Yes, they name 3 points.
The sacrum,
The base of the spine.
the psoas muscle,
Deep in the core.
and the pineal gland.
Right in the center of the head.
And the key thing they stress is this triad. It doesn't respond to your mind just telling it what to do.
No willpower involved.
Right. It only opens up or responds to presence.
Yeah.
Real felt presence in the body.
And that connects to this idea of descent that came up a lot in the material, which sounds negative maybe.
Yeah, like falling.
But they frame it completely differently. It's a ritual of return, a necessary journey back into the body to these core points.
Why? Why is descent needed first? Because, and this quote really stuck with me, anything that rises without roots collapses.
Ooh, powerful.
Isn't it? So this code isn't about learning new information from a book.
It's not intellectual.
No. It's about remembering what the body already knows, what's built in. It's meant to be felt, activated, not just visualized on a chart.
So it's experiential.
Deeply. And they describe it as spiral, not linear, which might be why it's so easily forgotten.
So.
Because it demands that descent before the ascent, presence before the promise, courage even.
Courage to face what's inside.
Exactly. Before you get the, quote, miracle.
That idea, ladder of return, it sounds ancient. Did the sources link this to older traditions?
Oh, absolutely. Big time.
Yeah.
Two really strong parallels. This idea isn't new. It's echoed all over ancient wisdom.
Like what?
Well, the whole concept of the body as a microcosm, a tiny replica of the cosmos.
As above, so below.
Precisely. And the spine. That's the central axis in that microcosm.
And we saw specific symbols mentioned, right, that seem to map onto this idea.
Totally. Like the Jed pillar in Egypt. The transcript talks about that. It wasn't just decoration.
No.
It's described as a memory, carved in stone, symbolizing energetic stability, regeneration, ascension, basically representing this internal axis within us.
Wow, okay.
Or think about Hermeticism, that image of the staff with the 2 snakes winding up it.
The caduceus.
Often linked to that, yeah. Representing energy flow, healing, usually along the spine.
And this fits with what the material said about ancient initiations, right? Where the body was the first temple.
Exactly, the absolute foundation. Before you could expand consciousness or reach up, that physical foundation, the body's axis, had to be stable, coherent.
Otherwise, it couldn't hold the energy.
That was the idea. Without that internal staff, you couldn't sustain a higher frequency.
And it's striking how these ancient schools, according to the sources, didn't separate science and spirit like we often do now.
Not at all. The body was the map, a reflection of bigger force. And they understood these specific points. Sacrum, Psoas, Pineal had unique roles.
Yeah, right.
The sacrum held that primal, rooted energy, often symbolized by the serpent, like Kundalini energy.
Okay.
The Psoas was seen as holding on to old emotional records, like an archive.
The unreleased stuff.
Yeah. And the Pineal, that was the center for insight, vision, higher perception, put them together.
And you get that ladder of return, the path for internal ascent.
That's the picture they paint.
But the material also notes that over time, this understanding got distorted.
Yeah, fragmented. A body became just, an object. The soul became abstract, separate. The temple was forgotten, kind of locked from the inside.
The symbols hung around?
Exactly. The spine as a staff, the serpents as energy flows, the aligned body as a vessel or chalice. They kept vibrating with that original meaning, representing what the sources call subtle engineering.
Subtle engineering, meaning the body's inherent energetic.
Precisely. Sophisticated built-in design.
Okay, so shifting gears a bit. One of the really exciting parts was how this connects to modern science.
Oh yeah, this was fascinating. The claim is that what sounded mystical or metaphorical is actually starting to be measured, verified in lab.
Right. The idea is science is catching up to ancient intuition. Things like the body's own vibration.
Measurable energy fields.
The body responding as this living intelligence, not just chemicals.
Yeah, all this is showing up now with advanced scans, frequency meters, heart coherent sensors. We're rediscovering the body as this complex energy system.
And they specifically mentioned Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, didn't they?
They did, pointing to studies showing, actual energy surges, observable energy moving up the spine to the brain in deep meditation states.
Especially to the pineal.
Yeah, it apparently lights up like a radar, as one source put it, during these shifts in consciousness, suggesting this activation is a real physiological thing.
So science is starting to map this internal energy flow.
It seems that way. And the scientific view of those three specific points, pineal, psoas, sacrum, it lines up surprisingly well with the ancient ideas.
How so?
Well, the pineal gland, it's now recognized scientifically as light sensitive, right? It translates energy signals into hormones, affecting how we perceive reality.
Okay.
The psoas muscles, they're way more than just hip flexors now.
Yeah.
Science sees their deep connection to the nervous, how they act like an emotional storage unit, reacting instinctively, sometimes before the brain even catches up.
That gut feeling connection.
Could be related, yeah.
Yeah.
And the sacrum, the base of the spine, strong links to the vagus nerve, which is huge for regulating our nervous system. It directly impacts our sense of safety, calm, presence, stability.
So putting it all together, the science seems to be saying, yes, this sacrum psoas pineal axis is a real measurable pathway. And activating it, bringing it into coherence, actually changes things physiologically and experientially, which is kind of what the ancients were saying all along.
It's a compelling connection, isn't it?
It really is. Okay, so if this axis is real and it's important, how do you actually work with it? The material gave some practical pointers.
Yeah, it wasn't just theory.
It starts at the bottom with the sacrum, called the foundation, the throne of vital energy, where your field is birthed.
Right, the root.
And again, that key point, it doesn't respond to just thinking about it.
No mental effort.
It responds to embodied presence.
Yeah.
Listen to it, gentle movement, breath. If you ignore the sacrum, you're ignoring your energetic root.
So how do you start?
The sources suggest keeping it simple, like lie down, gently bring your awareness to the base of your spine, soft focus, and maybe breathe with a little sound on the exhale, just allowing any vibration there to be felt or expressed. No forcing.
Just listening and allowing. Okay. Then moving up, the psoas, the guardian.
Yeah, and a vibrational oracle, because it holds those old emotional records, fear, sadness, trauma.
Stuff we lock down.
Exactly. And if it's chronically tight, it literally blocks the energy flow between the lower and upper.
So release starts with listening again.
Listening to the sensations deep in your core, yeah. The guidance was something like, lie down, maybe place your hands on your lower belly where the psoas is deep inside.
And use specific breathing, maybe combined with quiet release statements, like internally saying, I release what the body held to protect me, gently inviting it.
Inviting, not forcing. I see a theme here.
Definitely. And then finally, the pineal gland, the point where the energy converges.
The third eye area.
Right. But the material emphasizes it's not about trying to have visions or become psychic.
Okay, good clarification.
It's more about refining its ability to sense frequencies, to translate subtle vibrations from inside you and around you into perception, sensing the world as energy.
And how is it activated?
Not by effort, but by coherence, the coherence that rises from an aligned present body.
Ah, so it's the result of the work below.
Seems so. The source suggested things like sitting tall, relaxing your jaw, because we hold so much tension there, bringing soft attention between the eyebrows, and maybe using timed breath cycles while silently affirming something like, I tune into the invisible. Tuning in, not forcing out.
Makes sense. But the material also mentioned obstacles, right? It's not always easy. Oh, yeah, definitely. Impatience is a big one. doubt, all those subtle ways we sabotage ourselves.
That subtle fog that clouds things.
Yeah, and the mind jumps in so fast saying, this isn't working.
Because the body operates on a different timeline. Deeper, slower. Not like instant download.
Exactly. And our bodies have been trained, maybe for decades, to suppress vibration, hold tension.
So expecting some huge immediate shift might be unrealistic.
Right, which leads to the key solution they offered: silent vibrational.
Okay, what does that mean practically?
It's not about complicated techniques or dramatic rituals.
Right.
It just demands presence, showing up.
Consistently.
Yeah.
Like simple, repeated actions.
Yeah. Maybe just say 3 minutes a day, focusing on each point, sensing into it.
A quiet loyalty to that inner presence.
That's a good way to put it. Showing up for your body day after day, because the body opens through trust.
Trust built by consistency, not intensity.
Exactly. Not by forcing. You just keep showing up gently, patiently, even if you don't feel huge things right away. The body responds when it feels safe, when it knows you're finally willing to stay and listen.
Care, respect, patience. Okay.
And there was that really compelling story in the sources about a guy named Elliot.
Ah, yes, I remember that.
He was 37, and the quote was he was a compulsive reader of everything spiritual, knew all the theories, chakras, energy systems, went to retreats.
I had the whole library.
Right, but felt totally disconnected, physically tired, slumped posture, shallow breath. His spirituality felt suspended, ungrounded.
Rank is all in his head.
Exactly. And his turning point, according to the transcripts, was hearing that phrase, you cannot access spirit while ignoring structure.
That hit home for him.
Big time. So that night, just as an experiment, he decided to start with the sacrum, just lay down, brought his attention there, silently.
What happened?
Felt this dense warmth, breathed deeply, let sand come out with the exhale, and within minutes, his body started trembling.
Oh.
Yeah, involuntary shaking. Not fear, but release. Tears came, images, old memories, then this deep, full silence.
A profound shift just from focusing on the base of his spine.
Yeah. And over the next few days, things changed physically. Aches dissolved, his thoughts slowed down, his perception felt sharper. Like he could sense the energy around him differently.
Wow. So the effects rippled outwards.
Seems so. Then the second week, he moved to the Psoas, approached it gently as that guardian.
Another release.
Another big release, yeah. And by the time he brought his attention gently to the pineal, he wasn't even trying for visions anymore.
He was just seeking connection from this more whole, aligned place.
Exactly. And it opened naturally, not with a bang, but as the organic result of starting on the ground in his own body.
So his big discovery wasn't from another book.
Nope. It was the direct, visceral knowing that the body holds the wisdom. It knows the way. And when you show up with presence, it responds with vibration, truth, knowledge from inside.
Not just in the head, but in the spine, the muscle, the bone.
And that really brings it all together. The bigger idea is that this Sacrum Psoas pineal axis, it's not just a nice concept. It's like ancestral technology.
Hardwired into our biology.
Yeah. And remembering it, activating it, is this deep act of reconnection. We don't have to live fragmented with spirit separate from body.
That split is unnecessary, maybe even unnatural.
Every breath, every small moment of bringing attention inward can be an act of alignment, starting right here.
In the body.
The spine, the material says it's your antenna, your bridge, your vibrational staff.
Yes, half of creation, yeah.
And building that inner axis coherence, working with these points, it doesn't make life perfect. Chaos still happens.
Right, it's not about avoiding challenges.
No, but it teaches you how to stay awake, present, stable within the chaos, because your center holds. That internal staff is strong.
It reminds me of that Plotinus quote they reference.
Oh, yeah, the sculptor one.
Yeah. Return to yourself and look. If you do not yet see yourself as beautiful, act as the sculptor.
And the material frames this whole process like that, doesn't it? Like a vibrational art.
Exactly. Sculpting yourself from the inside. Not adding, but removing the blocks, the noise.
Until you see the sacred architecture that's already there.
Yeah. The wisdom isn't just out there in books. It's pulsing in your bones, held in muscle, released in breath. Sensation is the signal. Discomfort is a call to listen.
And the present moment in the body is the only access point.
That's it. Ascension isn't somewhere else you strive for. It emerges naturally when the blocks are removed. The light rises when that inner path, the body as temple axis, is reopened.
The temple isn't a destination.
The temple is you.
So that was quite a deep dive. We looked at these sources suggesting a forgotten code isn't abstract, but deeply embodied.
Yeah, exploring its ancient roots, the surprising modern validation, and that practical path simple, consistent, embodied presence.
Focusing on that sacrum psoas pineal connection.
And maybe the thought to leave you, the listener, with is this. If your body really is a living code, this kind of ancestral technology, a temple waiting, not for grand gestures, but just for your consistent presence and patience, what does that change? What new possibilities might that open up for how you see yourself, and maybe even how you shape your reality from the inside out?
Something to definitely sit with. Thank you for joining us for this exploration.